Hello friends, hello. I'm back in front of the camera this time. Yay! Okay, as you can probably tell from the title, we are looking at what is next in love for you. And for this pickup pile reading, I would like you to pick a romantic novel, and that's exactly why I am doing this reading in this format, because the table that I usually read the cards on is pretty small, and I wouldn't have been able to show you all the books without showing you everything else that's on my table, and that includes a lot of junk. So here we are. I have read all of these books and I love all of them. So you could feel drawn to the title, the cover image, or I'm going to share these little descriptions, like a synopsis of the stories. You could even feel drawn to that. And if that does not help, I have also pulled out some crystals for each group. Well, one crystal each for each group, and a sticker as well. I'm so excited. Right before I showed up for this reading, I felt this excited, joyful, passionate energy where I just wanted to be in a space and just channel for hours. It was beautiful. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's pick your group. For group number 1, we have Loveless by Alice Oseman. I just finished reading this book. In fact, I wanted to do this reading a while back, like a week or two ago, but I was still reading this and I wanted to finish it before I showed up for this space. I love this book so much. Okay, here's the thing. This is me coming out to whoever is watching this. I am on the aromantic and asexual spectrum, and the protagonist of this book is an aro ace. And for the very first time in my life, I feel so seen for my sexuality, because I have never come across another romantic novel where the main character was asexual or aromantic. I love this book so much. So that's what this book is about. It's about the protagonist realizing that she is an aro ace and trying to understand how exactly she's going to navigate her love life with that realization. Such a good book. I do want to say that you don't have to be an asexual or an aromantic to feel drawn to this book. You don't have to identify as queer. You don't have to be a part of the queer community. If that does not help, the crystal that I took out, I chose for you is lavender amethyst. This beautiful baby. It matches the cover of the book. And this sticker. For group 2, we have Dolly Alderton's Good Material. It took me so long to realize why this book was called Good Material. I'm genuinely embarrassed to say that aloud. Basically, this book is a 350 pages about a breakup. And it's so good. It's hilarious. Books rarely make me laugh. I need visuals to laugh. I need sound, like I'm thinking of stand-up comedy shows. And in fact, the protagonist of this book is actually a stand-up comedian. That's why Good Material. Yeah. It took me so long to realize that. But yeah, books rarely make me laugh, but this one did. And I was amazed. I was amazed that somebody could write 350 pages about a breakup. Yeah. Good book. I would recommend all the books that that I'm sharing with all of you today. So your crystal is yellow aventurine. And your sticker is this little rat reading a book. Cutie patootie. I really wanted to say that. Also, towards the end of this book, there is a segment which is narrated from the perspective of the woman. So the protagonist is a guy, and the woman that breaks up with him. There is a segment which is just her, about her take on the breakup. And again, I felt really seen with that. I think I shouldn't say more, otherwise it would be a spoiler. But this book might be for anyone who actually enjoys their independence and singlehood and solitude, maybe even more than romantic relationships or just relationships. Yeah, that's big enough spoiler as it is. Maybe I should edit this, I don't know. For group 3, we have a book, Boyfriend, by, okay, there are 2 authors for this one, Emily Wibberley and Austin. Yeah, I'm not trying to pronounce that. Emily and Austin. This is the cover. And this book is for anyone who loves the enemies to lovers trope. Because wow, I read this a while back, maybe a couple of months ago. And it was again good stuff. Some hot, spicy stuff going on in here. In case that is a sign for somebody. I just realized I love this cover. I rarely like minimalist covers like this, but such a beautiful green, no? For your crystal, we have green aventurine. So these colors could also be significant. Lavender for group 1, yellow for group 2, and green for group 3. And this sticker, what flower is this? I believe it's Lily of the Valley. I could be wrong. That showed up in another reading, did it not? For another group, I remember being shocked by that. Okay, so that was the pile selection process. Please take all the time that you need, and I will see you in your reading. That must have made a sound. Sorry for that. Group 1. You Fell Drawn to Loveless by Alice Oseman, or The Lavender Amethyst, or this sticker. So the spread that we're using for today's reading is pretty simple. 1 oracle card, a few tarot cards, and I'm also going to use a deck that I am working on, but I'm just making it for me. It's just a bunch of channeled words and images, and I have like 8 cards as of now. but I think we can get something for everybody today. I think if it does not resonate, that's absolutely okay. We'll see. Okay, so I want to pull out one card which can show us like the general theme, general energy check for your love life. And then with your tarot cards, we can pull out cards for specific situations, like if you're single or if you're with somebody, if you're thinking about somebody. Yeah, let's do that. So Spirit, what's next in love for group 1? You have I love you at the back of the deck, number 20, and it says these are powerful words. I wonder if that is a message for somebody from your future partner, perhaps, because I'm thinking about the title Loveless and how maybe that's how you feel. Even if you're committed to somebody, like I'm thinking of loveless marriages for some reason. This does not have to be true for everybody, of course, but I'm thinking of just unfulfilling relationships right now. Or maybe you're somebody who's been single for a while. Maybe you're not seeing anyone right now. Maybe you have no one in mind. And those messages, I love you, it's we'll pull out a card for this, because this could be a message from your future partner. It could even be a message from your higher self or your spirit guides, just letting you know that you are loved. You might feel loveless, but you're so loved. I want to say the stars love you. I want to say the earth loves you, the trees love you, the skies love you. You are so loved, and Mother Earth is so happy to have you here. She's sorry that you're having such a difficult experience when it comes to love, but you're so worthy of it. You are worthy of unconditional love, and people's inability to love you in the way that you deserve does not mean that you're not deserving of it at all. Just felt a lot of warmth and light-heartedness inside my chest. I hope it reaches you. I hope this love reaches you. I'm going to cry. Okay, let's look at your card. You have ask for help. This is number 14. What do you really need? Be willing to accept support. And I'm looking at this image, and this man, specifically this godlike figure, and it kind of feels like an ancestral figure, but I'm also thinking of Poseidon for some reason right now. So there is an invitation here for you to connect with ancestors and spiritual beings and earthly nature spirits, and ask them for help, ask them for support. I know this is supposed to be a love reading, and specifically what's next in love for you, but now, especially for your collective, I kind of want to remind you that love is, it's boundless, it's limitless, and it exists in a lot of other places than just romance, than just your romantic life. Yeah. And it's possible that these ancestors want to help you with your love life specifically, but you have to be very clear about what you desire, what do you want. Let the universe know, and it will lead you to the right places, the right opportunities, the perfect timing. Yeah. Even if what you need right now is support in a specific connection, if you're dealing with somebody right now and you're struggling in that connection and you want union for the two of you. You want peace for the two of you. You want connection again with this person. Even then, you are being asked to pray for that, to ask for that, specifically to any deity, any ancestor, or just the universe. Yeah. Ask for what you need. Ask for help, ask for support. And if you are in that healthy, safe, loving space with your partner, with the person on your mind, ask them for support. It's also possible that if, say, you're struggling in other areas of your life, I'm hearing the word loneliness right now. The support that you need could actually be completely unrelated to love. Let's say you have a very busy schedule right now, and you would love it if somebody took care of the home while you're gone. Just taking a very general example, maybe you're not able to do a lot around the house right now, and you would like your partner to help you. Yeah, and this is you being invited to say that to them. Instead of expecting them to just read your mind, say it aloud, say what you need. And the fact that I heard loneliness, maybe you need company, maybe you need some quality time. This could even be in friendships, for instance. It doesn't matter who you approach with this request. What matters is that you reach out, because that's you opening up, that's you opening the door to receiving love and support. Yeah, there is a need for you to be honest about your needs and being open to receiving help after asking for it clearly and specifically, without feeling guilty, without feeling ashamed, without feeling like you're a burden on the people that you love. Reach out to them. Ask for support. Okay. I kind of want to pull out cards from my own deck, or should we leave it for... We should leave it for the end, right? Let me pull out a card for you right now, and then we'll look at it later on. What's next in love for group A? Okay. I saw it, but I'm going to pretend that I did not see it. Okie dokie. What's next in love? The group 1, please, Spirit. What's next in love for the singles of group 1? You have the Queen of Swords. What's next in love for those dealing with a specific person? You have the Queen of Pentacles. And what's next in love for the committed people? You have the Three of Pentacles. I'm going to pull out some clarifiers as well. Tell me more about the Queen of Swords, Eight of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, you know what? I am going to add my own deck to this spread. You have the Moon at the back of the deck, and the Six of Pentacles as well. So, you received saturation. And I'm looking at all the pentacles in this spread. So it is possible that you have a lot going on when it comes to your career. Maybe you're trying to, I'm even thinking of couples who are trying to grow financially. Even if you're working in different fields at different jobs and you're not necessarily collaborating together or working together. But with saturation here and all the pentacles, you do have a lot on your plate. And again, with the Queen of Pentacles, there is this need, there is an energy of home related stuff here. Just take it if it resonates. If you need your partner to do more, or maybe your partner needs you to do more. There's a need for you to be on the same page. Be honest about your needs, be honest about your expectations. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even with the Queen of Swords here, I know that these are for 3 different groups of people, but I kind of want to connect with the general messages first. Even with the Queen of Swords here, there is a need for you to arrive at this clarity internally first. You need to first know what you need right now. And you need to set the intention to be honest about that, to be open about that. Yeah. Okay, so for my singles, you have Queen of Swords and the Eight of Cups. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so this could be a past energy, it could be a future energy. You may have walked away from somebody, or because this is a what's next in love reading, you might be walking away from somebody. But you know what? I think this is more of a sign, it's more of a confirmation. If you're currently thinking about walking away from a connection, and again, I know this is a love reading, but if it resonates, it could also be literally anyone else. If you're currently thinking about walking away from somebody, releasing a past connection or a current connection, this is your sign to do it. Because what's next in love for you, for the singles of this group, is clarity, alignment, high standards, realizing that you deserve more, realizing that you want something different from what you have right now. So again, going back to that guidance of asking for help, it could this could just be saying that you are now realizing what you truly want in a relationship, and now you're hell bent on manifesting that for yourself. Now you're ready to ask the universe for exactly that, what you desire from your romantic relationships. Yeah. Even for people dealing with someone specific, the same guidance stands. There is a need for you to know what you want, and a need for you to communicate what you want. And if your person is not on the same page, because with the Queen of Pentacles and the High Priestess, I'm seeing a very solitary, independent, self-fulfilled energy. If your person is not on the same page as you, that's okay. You're going to be fine. Although, I want to say that I do feel a union energy for this collective. At the same time, that could even be union with yourself. Again, this energy of self-fulfillment. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to take care of my needs. And if you want to join me, then go ahead. Otherwise, I'll be fine. That's the energy of this collective. I love it, honestly. Yeah. So take what resonates. It is important that you prioritize yourself, regardless of whether you're in a relationship or not, whether you're dealing with somebody specific or not. What matters is that you are clear about what you want, what you need, and you're not afraid to say that aloud. You're not afraid to ask for it. Ooh, I love that. With the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, I do see a lot of career growth coming in for both you and your partner. This is for the group of people who are committed to somebody right now. And the Three of Pentacles also gives me a new home, a new car, new appliances, kind of a vibe, almost like you're building a home together. I'm looking at how there are these 2 people supporting this one person, and yeah, I just heard you don't have to do it all alone. Maybe that's why saturation is here. Kind of want to show you the card. I've also written some channeled messages at the back of the card, and it says too much of everything. Just too much. Blurry boundaries in relationships, codependency, borrowing without knowing. Fertile ground for healing, change, big shifts, soul level transformation and evolution. this space that you're in, where you're trying to build your future life, and this is a message for everybody, you don't have to go through it all alone. You can either ask the divine for support, you can ask your friends for support, you can ask your partner for support. And this growth that you want to experience, it could be financial, it could be specifically related to your love life, it could be related to your relationships, it could be anything at all. The point is that you don't have to do it all alone. Yeah. You can do more and achieve more if you reach out for help, if you ask for help. This Three of Pentacles wants to say something else to me. The next 3 months could be significant. Yeah, and August could be significant. You also have the angel number 828 showing up for this group. Is that it, Spirit? Okay, it's 2626 on the timer. 2629. Those numbers, those dates, those ages could be significant. Or maybe it's referring to the years 2026 to 2029. Three of Pentacles could also be the next 3 years. There is union here for sure. But it will just look different for all of you. It might be with a person, it might be through collaboration, it might be in your relationships overall, or it might be with yourself, it might be with the divine, it might be with spiritual beings. What's next in love for you is union, it is collaboration, it's working together with another being to create the life that you desire. And do not settle for less. Yeah, that message is specifically for my singles. You can ask for what you want, you can ask for what you deserve. The universe is listening. Okay, group 1, that was your reading. I hope it helped. I hope it aligns. I hope something beautiful finds you in your love life in the next 3 months, hopefully. Okay, I will see you in the next one, whenever that may be. Cleanse, please, Spirit. Group 2. You felt drawn to Good Material by Dolly Alderton. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Every relationship has one beginning. This one has 2 endings. Maybe a past connection for some of you here. Or the sticker. Or the crystal yellow aventurine. Let's dive right into it. The spread that I'm using is a pretty simple one. I'm going to pull out 2 oracle cards. One of them belongs to a deck that I'm working on. It just has 8 cards as of now, but we got something for group 1, and I'm sure we can get something for you as well. What's next in love for group 2? Then we'll use your tarot cards to look at what's next in love for singles, for those dealing with someone specific, and for almost like this card was trying to peek at me. And I wanted to peek at it too, but I stopped myself. And for those who are in a commitment. So you have aligned your life. What's not aligned or needs to change? Something about this face, this image, looks so interesting to me. What is this, Spirit? Okay, we'll see. You have yes, just say yes. Almost like needing to look at different perspectives, needing to look at things from a different perspective. Someone trying to peek at you, trying to check on you, to see if you're available. I just heard available, and you have just say yes at the back of the deck. Okay. What's next in love for this one? Ooh, you have dissonance. It also says disharmony and no mud, no lotus. This was the first card that I made for this deck, by the way. There's something here about someone from the past returning. Does not have to be for everybody, of course. Or even if you're in a relationship, it's like finding a new beginning with the same person. That's why that message about endings and beginnings was so significant. So, the dissonance card, I've written some channeled messages at the back of the card as well. Finding alignment in disharmony, beauty in chaos, peace in conflict. This chaos is for you. A desire for more, hidden, unexplored potential, and meanings. Someone wants another chance with you. So when I made the dissonance card, the energy that I connected with was exactly similar to no mud, no lotus. It was this. That's why I made the unalome symbol here as well, which is supposed to represent your journey to enlightenment. These challenges, difficulties, obstacles, problems, patterns, cycles, etc., that you have been dealing with, either in your relationships overall or with a specific person, it's 3333 on the timer right now, on the clock right now. Yeah. And I'm feeling this energy of disharmony within myself too as I'm channeling. Like my words feel jumbled and chaotic. That's okay. It's okay. I can be clumsy. I can be awkward. I'm good at that stuff. There is a need for you to work through all of this stuff. These problems, these challenges, they're for you. They're for you to learn from. They're for you to heal from. They're for you to evolve with, evolve through, evolve from. There is an invitation here to not run away from the things that scare you, the patterns, the cycles that scare you. I even want to say the people that scare you. Something about intimidation is coming through. Being intimidated by somebody, feeling insecure about yourself. The bottom line is that you're not supposed to run away from this. You're supposed to work through this. You're supposed to work with this. You're supposed to grow through this. Okay, now that I'm sitting with it, that person from the past returning energy is gone. So again, it could be just for a couple of you. Yeah. Let's pull out some tarot cards. What's next in love for my singles? You have the Emperor. Oh my god! A clarifier for the Emperor, please, Spirit. You have the World. I just heard your search is over. What's next in love for those in situationships or dealing with someone specific, you have the Queen of Cups. Tell me more about the Queen of Cups. You have the Knight of Pentacles. What's next in love for those in a commitment? You probably did not see that, but a lot of the cards just fell on my lap. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Oh, such a lovely, abundant energy. Ooh, you also have the Three of Cups. I didn't even realize it had fallen on the bed. Tell me more about the Ten of Cups, please, Spirit. And you have the Two of Swords. Okay. So for my singles, the message is very clear. There is a new beginning in love coming your way. You also have the Ace of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, and the Hermit at the back of the deck. And this is that same energy as your search is over. You are finding your person. And since you have the Emperor here, this could also be a divine counterpart energy. Yeah. If you are single but dealing with a divine counterpart, you are connected to a divine counterpart, or say a twin flame or a soulmate. If you've been energetically feeling somebody's energy, it's like they are going through some sort of an ending. They are going through an ending. You could be going through an ending, and this ending could be completely unrelated to love. Or there is a cycle that is coming to an end related to this connection. Some sort of ending is happening here, because of which you're able to move forward in this connection. I'm also hearing physical manifestation now. So let's say you've been energetically dealing with somebody, but you've never met them, you don't even know their name, you don't know what they look like, you're just sitting with their energy, or you have this idea of the person that you want to be with. These cards are here to tell you that what's next in love for you is this person showing up in your world, and the two of you actually meeting and connecting with each other. Aries, with the Emperor, Aries season / energy could be significant, and with the World, fixed seasons, fixed signs / seasons. So that's Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. Those could be significant. The World also refers to the end of the year. So I'm thinking of this particular window, April to the end of the year. That could be significant. And we are in that window right now. So yeah, maybe by the end of this year, you will know who this person is. I'm hearing that again. That phrase, your search is over. So even if the two of you do not exactly end up in a commitment by the end of this year, their presence in your world alone is enough. It's enough to give you the comfort, the trust, the faith that you need to keep going. I love that. Now, for those dealing with a specific person but not in a commitment with them, you have the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. There is potential for growth and change here, but the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow moving energy. With the Queen of Cups, there is a need for you to balance solitude with this connection, to create space for self-fulfillment while dealing with this person, because they are probably going to move a lot more slowly than you want them to, and in this period of waiting for them to move, the Knight of Pentacles feels like they will do the things that you are hoping they will do. Whatever that might look like for you. Maybe you're hoping that they will put in more efforts, they will confess their feelings for you, they will do the things that you desire for this connection, they will take action in alignment with it, but it will be incredibly slow moving. And in that space of waiting for this person to act, for them to step up, you have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself and your needs. You have to make sure that your heart is taken care of, that you're not just spending all of your time waiting for this person. Yeah. This energy makes me a little sad because it's almost like a part of you feels neglected because you're spending so much of your time and energy on this person, waiting for them to show up. And so parts of you feel abandoned. Yeah, yeah. Your inner world feels abandoned, your heart feels abandoned. If not abandoned, then at least neglected, you know. Do more for yourself. What's next in love for you is realizing that you can feel loved and you can be taken care of even without this person doing what you want them to do. This made me sad. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on. For those of you who are in a commitment, you have the Ten of Pentacles and the Three of Cups that fell out on its own, and the Two of Swords. There's something here about your family, your families, maybe your in-laws, or the family of your partner. It's almost like they have expectations, maybe for the two of you to settle down, maybe for the two of you to have a kid, I don't know. Something, some sort of expectation. And it actually feels like a very celebratory energy. Like what they want from you will be a celebratory event. But you're not very sure about it. You're not sure if this is what you want. Or at least if this is what you want right now. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more about. You have the Page of Wands. So kids, childbirth, pregnancy could actually be significant here. And you have the Nine of Swords at the back of the deck. I'm just going to say this: you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. That's not even the cards. That's just me. So you don't have to take that advice if it does not align. But don't act from a place of fear or anxiety. Yeah. You will have this celebratory event, the Ten of Pentacles and the Three of Cups together. It's an energy of so many people coming together to celebrate you, your love, your relationship in some way. You're going to have this, and you can wait till the right time. You can wait for the right time to happen, even if it's somewhat delayed. I just heard the word irrational. Don't take irrational decisions. Don't take impulsive decisions. Take your time. Take your time. Your family, your own family, or your partner's family, they could be pressurizing you. They could be trying to convince you, persuade you, force you to do something that you don't want. And you can wait. You can wait. You can trust your own heart. You can trust your own judgment. You can trust your own intuitive guidance. With Ten of Pentacles and Three of Cups here, the year 2030 could be significant, or the age 30 could be significant. Take it if it resonates. This could also be the next 10 months. Yeah, the next 10 months. Then Three of Cups could, I think they're referring to the last 3 months of the year, because the 10th month would be October. So October, November, December could also be significant. And that aligns with the World card as well. Yeah. Take your time. Take your time. Yeah. So for some of you, the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles could even be talking about a proposal. Yeah. It's okay if your love life is slow moving. As simple as that. If it's slow moving, it's for you. It's for your own good. That divine timing is for you and for the highest aligned path for you. Yeah. By the end of this year, you will have less worries on your plate, regardless of what your status is, your relationship status. By the end of this year, there will be more flow and alignment. You did receive the align your life card, and you have dissonance here. The slowness is actually helping you get rid of the beliefs, the pressure, the force, the situations, the people, anything and everything that is not aligned with you and your highest path. As simple as that. Trust the slowness. And by the end of this year, there will be less fearful, worrisome, anxious energy when it comes to your love life. Yeah. You're on the right path. You're doing enough. You're doing great. And you're going to be okay. Crypto. That was your reading. I hope it helps. I hope it aligns. Don't rush into anything, and don't do anything that you deep down don't want to do. As simple as that. Yeah. You're allowed to trust your heart. The fact that I keep saying as simple as that. Yeah. It does not have to make any sense to others. Your judgment, your decisions, your choices, the delays in your journey, they don't have to make any sense to the people around you, as long as it makes sense to you. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Whenever that may be. Cleanse, please, Spirit. I'm smiling because the oracle deck that I'm going to use for group 3 is such a beautiful one. It's one of my favorite decks. Cleanse, please, Spirit. Cleanse, cleanse, cleanse. It's hard to shuffle just 8 cards. Group 3, you fell drawn to book boyfriend. Is someone experiencing an enemies to lovers trope? I just heard, is someone going to get married to their best friend? Ooh. You felt drawn to either book boyfriend or the sticker or green aventurine. You're going to marry your best friend. That does not have to be true for everybody, of course. I mean, you could even decide that you don't want to get married. But the person that you do end up with is going to be your best friend. Oh, nice little start. Let's see, Spirit, what's next in love for group 3? You have familiar hearts. So this is someone you've known for a long time on a soul level. You've had many lifetimes together before. You have even met on planets other than Earth. That's so cool. You know each other so well on a soul level. And you love each other so much. I believe these are beluga whales, if that's how you pronounce it. Beluga whales, they're so cute. So cute. But I'm also thinking of dolphins, for instance. And these two whales, I thought it was a completely different creature. And it made me think of how the two of you have loved each other and will choose to love each other, even if you looked, even if you belong to different species, even if you looked very different from one another. You have so much unconditional love for each other. And you would love each other over and over and over again across lifetimes, across time and space. So beautiful. What's next in love? This is my own deck. It just has 8 cards as of now, but we managed to pull out a card each for groups 1 and 2, so we're going to do the same for you. What's next in love for? I knew this card was going to come out for you. I just knew it. You have joy. And it says at the back, all is joy, be happy. Such a beautiful energy, Maya. Even if you are single, know that this is what you're going to experience with your person. Unconditional love, divine union, joy. Your inner children will feel so happy and safe with each other. And even if you have certain quirks or things about yourself that you don't really like, things that you would label as weird or strange or odd, your person will love all of those things about you. They will love everything about you, every inch of you. Ooh, that's that same hot spicy energy again. I mean, literally, they will love every inch of you. Okay, let's pull out some tarot cards. You have passion at the back of the deck. I'm so excited. So you could have an amazing physical compatibility. What's next in love for my singles? You have judgment. You're going to receive a lot of signs and messages, signs and synchronicities about your person in the near future. So judgment is a number 20 card. The number 20 could be significant as a date. Yeah. Or an angel number 2020. Maybe the year 2020 was significant. What do I want to say with this? There was something I wanted to... Right, so judgment comes right before the world card. And the world card, one of the time frames associated with the world card is end of the year. So whenever I see judgment, all I think is a little before the end of the year. Like September, October, maybe the 3rd quarter. So before this year ends, that could be a significant time frame for you, and something will show up before this year ends, but not exactly when the year is ending. A little before, a little earlier. Tell me more about judgment, please, Spirit. You have the Page of Wands. Some sort of an opportunity, maybe a first meeting, or just more signs, more synchronicities, more information about who this person is. Like, this to me feels like a physical description of your person. But at the same time, Wands is also a lot of physical energy. What is this, Spirit? Because it feels too small this energy feels too small for the two of you to be together by the end of this year. But there's something. There has been, the first meeting has taken place, or communication has taken place. Something has been initiated, that's for sure. Something has been initiated in the 3D. It's not just the signs anymore. There is proof. There is proof in your physical reality that you've met this person, you've met your person. The letters F, M and H could be significant, R as well. J, J could be referring to June and July. This is for people dealing with someone specific. If you have somebody in mind, you have the Seven of Pentacles, slow growth, steady growth, and the Ten of Swords. There is a need for you to, you also have the Seven of Cups at the back of the deck. There is a need for you to release all this vague, unclear energy that you have when it comes to this person, because the Seven of Pentacles is a lot of potential. It's commitment energy. Honestly, it's commitment energy, except it's a little more slow moving. It's like you're choosing to spend time with each other. I'm really noticing how I'm talking a lot faster than I was for group 2. Why am I so itchy? I'm so itchy in this reading. That's weird. What was I saying? Seven of Pentacles is commitment energy. There's a lot of potential here. It will take patience. It will be slow growth, but this can grow into something so beautiful, so stable. It can be everything that you want. It can be everything that you desire. But work needs to be put in. Both of you need to be patient with each other. Both of you need to understand your each other as two separate individuals meeting in tandem. There's this balancing energy between noticing your differences, loving your differences, and at the same time working to be in union with one another. And the Ten of Swords here is all about releasing your doubts, your fears, your hesitations. Because you have Seven of Pentacles here, the next 7 months could be significant. The 7th month, which is July, which we already mentioned, the next 7 months, which is the rest of the year, there could be significant progress in this connection during this period. But I was going to say something else. Right, you will find yourself feeling lighter during this time period. You will find yourself releasing your doubts and cultivating more faith in this connection, in this person. I just heard you'll feel more connected to this person. Yeah. And it will feel like this is a connection worth working hard for, worth building. Yeah. Right now, it's like the potential for commitment is there, but the commitment itself is not there. The intention for that commitment is not there. And that is exactly what's shifting for you, for the two of you. Yeah. During the rest of this year. With the number 7, 2027 could also be a significant year. Or ages with the number 7 in them. I'm thinking of the age 27. But it could be 37. It could be 47. What's next in love for my committed babies? You have the Sun and the Three of Wands. Something that you've been waiting for finally shows up, which is the overall energy for this group. This could be a trip for somebody here. If you've been wanting to take a trip with your person, tell me more. And the Six of Swords. Or, because you have the Six of Swords here, which is more travel energy, by the way. So you could be traveling together. You could be, if you want to move to a new location, new neighborhood, if you want to, settle down somewhere else. I'm distracted by a bird. Maybe somewhere where you can have a connection with nature. But since you have Six of Swords here, this could also be communication. Maybe you're hoping to be on the same page with your person in some way. Like, let's say you're committed to each other, but you kind of want to know what the next step is. Maybe this is talking about moving in together. Yeah. And you're having that discussion with your person. Like, okay, what's next? What are we doing next? And how are we going about this? But it's good stuff. It's good news. Yeah, it's going to lead you to the next chapter, the next phase of this relationship. With the Sun card here, Leo season could be significant. And the Three of Wands is also 3 weeks. I want to say 3 weeks from now or 3 weeks from Leo season. Or because Leo season is, I just saw 111. It also makes me think of the month August. So the first 3 weeks of August, maybe the last week of August, something about August could be significant. Good news is coming your way. There's this planning here, there's commitment here, there's slow growth and patience here, there's the intention for more. Yeah. And the sun is the happiest card in the deck. And it connects with the joy energy as well. All is joy, be happy. Good news is coming your way, group 3. It's just slow moving, you know? Yeah. Like, you know that this is going to happen. You know you're going to be with someone who's your best friend. You know you're going to marry your best friend. You know you're going to be with somebody who's going to love everything about you. Yeah. You know you're going to have the commitment that you desire, the love that you desire. Now I'm feeling drawn to Ten of Swords and Six of Swords, and it's making me think of how these delays could actually be a reflection of you and your inner world. Like, a part of you is again unwilling to commit or unwilling to take the next step, scared to take the next step. And part of this next chapter of your love life has to do with you clearly looking at this unwillingness, this unpreparedness, and working on that, changing that, shifting that, and then coming to the same page as your person. It's even possible that your person is ready for commitment, but you are not. You know? Yeah, your person is ready for the next chapter, but you are not. Take whatever resonates. But there is movement here. There is movement, there is flow, there is joy, there is union, there is happiness, there is love. Such a beautiful love. Yeah. You just have to take that leap, is all. You have the moon at the back of the deck, so there is some shadow work, shadow energy here. Hidden beliefs, unconscious, hidden sleeping beliefs. Yeah. Travel, relocation, moving in together, something of that sort is significant for people who are in a commitment. Or maybe you're with somebody. You are in a long distance relationship, and this is talking about your next meeting with your person, for which Leo season or 3 weeks from now could be a significant time frame. Okay, group 3, I guess that's your reading. I believe that's your reading. It kind of felt like I could keep going even though I had nothing to say. Maybe that's the kind of connection you have with your person where the two of you just keep talking to each other even when you've run out of things to say. That's so nice. You're really going to be with your best friend. I'm so happy for you, touch wood. Okay, group 3, that was your reading. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one.